However, there's a lot more to Bianca. This is Wrestling Up, and here's some facts about Bianca Belair. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Up and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Although the 31-year-old lives in Florida, she was born in Knoxville, Tennessee, where she attended Austin East Magnet High School. Bianca had a background in track and field, competing in school before earning a degree. From that time, she was known for being restless and willing to wander around. As a result, her parents were worried about her health. They would find her sitting on top of the dogwood tree in their front yard at Knoxville. Belair ended up signing up for track and field. She competed against girls who were much older than her and set the school record in the 100 and 300 meter hurdles. She even won the Tennessee State Championship in her senior year. Bianca had a rough journey in her quest for her university degree. She first studied in the University of South Carolina. She didn't do well there, and self-admittedly she wasn't mature. That's why she had to leave. I was 18, it was my first time out of the house. I blamed everyone but myself. Oh, it's the coach, it's the program. I'm eating healthy, I don't know why I'm gaining weight. It was just immaturity. I didn't perform well. In high school, I was probably running 13.4 seconds in the 100 meter hurdles, and getting to college I was running a whole second slower. So I left South Carolina, transferred out of there, and blamed everything but myself. She later attended Texas A&M, then finally got admitted to the University of Tennessee. She was competing in quite a few places at the same time, as a result of which she graduated back in 2012 but had to wait 7 years to make it official. She was unable to complete her degree and make it official as she was pursuing so many other things. She had to wait 7 years, and that allowed her to walk out with her current husband. Before WWE, Bianca had a volatile career according to ESPN. She managed to be an All-SEC and All-American in track and field in the University of Tennessee before she began her CrossFit career. She was named in the SEC's Academic Honor Roll for 2011 and 2012. For her work in CrossFit, she appeared in RX Magazine, FemRogue, and CrossFit.com. She was also a prominent power lifter. Unfortunately, she was not able to maintain this career. She had a medical condition called intercostal chondritis, also known as shifting rib syndrome. She had to quit her CrossFit career. The issue was untreatable, and 2 of her ribs would pop in and out, detaching from her back and sternum. She couldn't bend over enough to tie her shoe and could not play with her nieces. At the time she had to quit, she had been contacted to appear for shows like American Ninja Warrior. When Belair's dreams of a CrossFit career came to an end due to her shifting rib syndrome, she found out there were no surgeries to fix this. She then worked a 9-to-5 job as a sales rep in Atlanta, but decided that was not for her. As she said, I was just settling. I was trying to live the life I felt was the hand I was dealt. I thought there would be something bigger, but this is what it is. While she was working in her sales job after the end of her CrossFit career, Bianca decided she would apply to WWE and entered in her info on a whim without an actual plan. Even before she sent in her request, she got picked out as a prospect by a WWE legend. Although Mark Henry had not seen her file, he noticed Bianca at CrossFit competitions in 2015, which led to them talking about setting up an eventual WWE tryout. As Henry said, she reminded me of what the description of a wrestler is, because even in a room full of people from different sports, ethnicities, social backgrounds, she shined over everybody. She had a big fluffy tutu on and a polka dot bow in her hair, and every time she finished a lift or a run or a jump, she had something extra and brought so much attention. Bianca did not have the luxury of a private tryout, but that turned out to work in her favor. Her first tryout was held in front of a live audience during a break at a WWE event during the 2015 Arnold Sports Festival. She ended up getting a second tryout that year in the Performance Center, where she was pushed to her limit. Henry was impressed and signed her on. As Belair says, every day I'm here to prove Mark right and show him what he saw in me is there. It's been a challenge, but I'm grateful to be here and I'm excited for what's to come. Bianca started to first wrestle when she got to WWE. Before that, she had no wrestling experience, something that is rare. Though she grew in WWE and began to show a lot of talent, she became a WWE homegrown talent and has been viewed as one of the top prospects for the future of their women's division. She made her appearances on NXT events and started to call herself the EST of NXT. Finally, she made her television debut as a part of a battle royal. She would be eliminated there, but later qualified for the Mae Young Classic. In the Mae Young Classic, Bianca Belair defeated Sage Beckett in the first round. The eventual winner of the tournament, Kairi Sane, went on to defeat her. Her match against Sane was one of the most exciting of the tournament. Being a part of something which is tied to Mae Young, who was a legend and someone who was a pioneer for women's wrestling and created so much history, means so much to me. Now I am able to be a part of history. Over the course of her appearances during the Classic, she managed to impress several, which is what landed her the permanent job in WWE. While in WWE, Bianca had to travel with the roster. Often the case when traveling and in some cases practically living together in different hotels, wrestlers have found love, as Belair was no exception when she met her future husband Montez Ford of the Street Profits. They got engaged during their time on NXT in 2017 and later made it official by marrying the year after. The two walked out together for Bianca's long-due graduation ceremony of 2019 during the same event where Montez graduated. Belair later admitted with Lillian Garcia she always had a crush on Ford. I remember seeing him at thinking I have friends here and they could be witnesses. Wow, that's a beautiful man. I had an immediate crush on him. He got hurt for a while and he disappeared. For a couple months when I first started, it was an immediate connection. We've been inseparable ever since. We got married and it's crazy because we come from two completely different sides of the world. He was a Marine, he was in the military. I was just living life and going to college and working in Atlanta. If it hadn't been for WWE and coming into wrestling, I found my husband through wrestling, and wrestling has brought me so much joy and my husband in this career that I can't imagine doing anything else. I'm blessed. She spent several years on NXT and was always competing for the top prize, coming up short against Shayna Baszler and Rhea Ripley. She came to the main roster, won the Women's Royal Rumble, and set the record for most women eliminated during her first appearance. In the 2020 Rumble, a year before she would even win the event, she eliminated 8, tied with Baszler, who got 8 eliminations in the same match. Bianca is not only capable in the ring, but is talented in her personal life. She's had a flair for standing out, and her in-ring attire has often been praised. Most female wrestlers take their outfits to WWE seamstresses to get them stitched, but Bianca makes her own attire. She has an Instagram page called Nicole Allen Shop, where she makes dresses and attires for other stars. The shop is owned by Belair and Ford, and she makes jewelry, bags, and custom-made children's clothes. And this was Who is Bianca Belair. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.